Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Talkin Wrasslin podcast with your host, the macho-loving, cornet-carny, little munchkin Denny Vale, and the Jacksonville wrestling fan, whose favorite wrestlers, of course, are forever and always will be the Young Bucks, Lyssie Vale. Together, these two give a retrospective of the week in the professional wrestling world throughout all promotions across the world. So let's jump into this week's episode. Oh my God!
Hello, I'm Dylan. This is Lyssie.
I'm Lyssie.
Hello, it's Talkin Wrasslin, and we're gonna talk wrestling and talk about things and stuff like AEW A&E Legends.
I didn't know AEW had a Legend series.
Not really a lot of news. The WrestleMania 40 behind the curtain, Raw, Dynamite, Money in the Bank, a new segment which will be hopefully quick and painless. Dylan's Way Back Wednesday match, the match that I uploaded on my YouTube channel. We watched a couple of flashback matches that we're going to talk about. And then, of course, the wrestler of the week. But Lyssie, how was your week?
My week was fine. You know, nothing crazy going on, really. Just work, a lot of work, pretty much.
Work. I forget who sings that song.
Yeah?
Yeah. I know it's a song, though.
No, I don't think anything, really wild happened so far this week. What about you?
Yeah, nothing really wild.
No?
Yeah, nothing really. Kind of just...
Work.
Drank on the 4th of July.
Oh, yeah, we had 4th of July party. That was fun.
Yeah. We went,
Well, we didn't have it. We went to one.
We went swimming. We watched fireworks. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's about it. I mean, what can you expect from a 4th of July party?
Well, it was fun that we had that, torrential downpour, and I was underneath a canopy trying to hold it down.
I was watching
with, 5 other people.
I was watching the baseball game.
You said it was a terrible baseball
game. It was horrible. It was the A's and the Angels, and it was god-awful. It was bad, because it was the only baseball game on at that time.
And what else were you going to do?
And I was just sitting on the patio drinking, watching baseball.
Mm-hmm.
It was fun. Not really.
It was a fun party.
Yeah.
Yeah, aside from that, I don't think really much.
I lit off fireworks. I got roped into doing it.
Yeah. Your dad was like, come here.
Yeah. And I was just like, all right. Hopefully I don't lose a finger.
You didn't.
I didn't.
You didn't. Which was ironic because I think it was last Sunday. Not this past Sunday, the prior one. You're like, this is someone's last week of having all their fingers.
Yeah.
But it wasn't you. You still have all yours.
Yeah.
All 8 and 2 thumbs.
Damn right. And my toes, too.
And your toes, yeah. But yeah, nothing exciting, thrilling, riveting, really. So, I guess we should just get on into it.
Let's get into it. We're watching Heatwave right now, because we didn't watch it. But I just put it on just for it to be on, I guess. Anyway, let's start with... We didn't get to watch it when it aired because the Door of Forbidden was on, so we had to watch it the next day or whatever. But A&E Legends, the Steiners.
Oh yeah, that did happen.
Yeah, we watched A&E Legends, the Steiners.
I already forgot about it.
It was about Scott Steiner and Rick Steiner, the Steiners. Listen, what do you think of the Steiners?
I love Scott Steiner.
What about Rick Steiner?
I like Rick Steiner.
Two badass motherfuckers.
I just think Scott Steiner is an insane being. You know what I mean?
They're just crazy motherfuckers.
It's wild to me that man exists.
Yeah, they're really crazy motherfuckers.
But I mean, it was a solid documentary.
Yeah.
You know? But I mean, I really don't have too much to say about it again. I already forgot that it happened.
Yeah, I mean,
honest with you.
Steiners were a great tag team, built up with badasses and Braun Breakers, the next generation.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be. I love Braun Breaker, so I'm excited for Braun getting the push that he's getting.
Well, yeah, he definitely deserves the push he's getting.
Yes.
I just wish he had a different theme song.
Yeah.
I really don't like his generic-ass theme song.
I think they should just give him Scott Steiner's old theme song of Holla, if you hear me.
Could you imagine?
Wild.
You imagine if he comes out and he just goes, "Where my hoochies at?"
The Purple Warrior.
He just amalgamates himself as both Steiner brothers. Because Rick's his dad, right?
Yeah, Rick's
his
his
dad. Like, he just amalgamates himself.
Bro,
He is now both.
Imagine being the son of Rick Steiner and the nephew of Scott Steiner. What the fuck?
He, like, also gets their gear, like, and mashes it together, so he has, like, the wrestling headset, plus the chainmail.
Oh, man.
Plus the dog collar and varsity jacket.
And the singlet.
And the singlet.
He already has the singlet.
He dyes his hair blonde.
Oh, God.
Can you imagine? What a fucking train wreck of a person that would be.
I'm telling you, they need to book him in a triple threat match so he can just do the promo. I
Yeah.
know he's done it in NXT, but like I think it would just be really funny.
He could do the whole thing. Just let him do the whole thing.
Yes.
But yeah, fun documentary. From what I remember of it.
Yes. I love the Steiners.
Yeah, me too.
Moving on to another documentary. That was pretty cool. The WWE WrestleMania 40 Behind the Curtain documentary.
I have mixed
It
opinions.
finally got released after The Rock had to hold up production because, I told him to.
I have mixed opinions about this documentary.
If you're gonna shit on The Rock, don't shit on The Rock because there's funny memes coming out of it.
No, it's not that. Was a good documentary as it was, yes. It feels worked.
Yeah.
Like, it feels like this whole thing was worked. And not to say, like, as, like, an excuse to make this documentary to make it more, shine a light on it more than it was. But, like, I don't know. Something about this whole thing just feels very, like, predetermined. And I don't know.
They're acting like they had this all planned. This was part of a big master.
Well, yeah, and, like, what's up with the footage of us recording it as it's going on? You know what I mean? Like, Cody in his trailer. Why are they just recording Cody in his trailer? Like, it just seems like a lot of this was, like, when you really think about it, was very predetermined. And, like, I don't know, I feel like maybe if this documentary came out, like, a couple years down the line, sure, fine, whatever. But the fact that it was, like, very soon after WrestleMania, to me, is just kind of like, all right, guys, we get it. It happened. We're over-capitalizing on it right now. Can we forget about it for a little bit? And then maybe revisit it later on. But, I mean, personal opinion on that whole thing aside, like, overall, it was a good documentary, and it was interesting. So, I enjoyed it. I just feel like there was something about it. You know what I mean?
I just liked it because, I like the behind-the-scenes stuff. And
yeah, no, I love behind-the-scenes shit.
It was kind of wild because, like, I was watching it, and it was at the promo where Cody's like, it was after Cody won the Rumble, and he was like, the past couple of days have been rough, everything's fine, but you don't know how much I needed you guys, and it's like, oh, fuck, that's what he was referring to.
Yeah.
Like, he got the news of, like, shit, you ain't gonna challenge Roman, you bozo.
Yeah. Yeah, the whole thing was just a fucking train wreck. But then again, that's the thing. It's just, like, we've already touched so much about it and already, like, talked so much about it. It's like, okay, yeah, the documentary was fine and dandy and whatnot, but what really else is there to say about it, you know?
It's about time it got fucking released.
I mean, again, I could have went, like, 5 years down the line and then have them come out with it and be like, the story that was never told type of thing. And
they were like, this shit just happened, we gotta release it.
Yeah, like, we have to do it right now. And it's like, again, I get it. I get capitalizing on it, but I just feel like it's, again, with all of it happening in such quick succession to each other, it just feels a little like we're taking you for a ride.
Yeah.
But that could just be me being cynical about it.
I mean, they are taking us for a ride, because, like, what the fuck's going next? What's gonna happen going into WrestleMania 41? No.
Well, Cody Rhodes is gonna... Well, I can't talk too much about my idea right now, but we'll talk about it later.
Yes. Anyway, Congratulations, Ethan Page, for winning the NXT title, and congratulations, the DIY winning the tag team titles.
I can't believe DX are tag team champions again. That's crazy.
About fucking time.
No, super happy for Ethan though.
Yes.
You know, it was a cool finish to the match also, because I mean we didn't watch the pay-per-view, but I saw everything that was going on social media. So
we have it on right now, but we got the Sol Ruca match on. Fuck you, Dave Meltzer.
But yeah, no, it was happy for Ethan Page, cool finish and whatnot. I'm glad he's getting his flowers because he deserves his flowers and his recognition. He deserves the recognition.
What about DIY?
I love DX.
Yeah.
No, DIY is cool. I like Johnny Gargano.
Johnny Spaghetti.
Like, I felt a little certain type of way about when Johnny Gargano came back. I felt like they weren't doing enough with him. I'm glad that they like reunited DIY.
They were waiting for Tommaso to not be hurt.
Yeah, and so like I'm happy that they're like doing something with them, and I'm glad they're tag champs. So
DIY is great. I always love DIY. Black and gold NXT forever. Anyway, moving on. Let's jump right into Monday Night Raw. Not much to talk about, but there's two things to talk about here. And that is the continuation of the Judgment Day saga, the Dom and Liv saga, the Finn and Priest saga. They're all mad at each other. Carlito's there. JD's just there, too.
I think my favorite thing about this whole situation is Carlito just hanging out.
What is Carlito a member of Judgment Day?
No, I think... Who the fuck
is he an honorary Uce?
It was either Finn or Dom were just... I think it was Dom.
I think it's Dom.
Was just like, yeah, Carlito's cool. He can hang out with us. And Damien's like... Like, Damien's the only one not for it, I'm pretty sure. Like, everyone else is just like, yeah, this is fine. Like, we don't care. And Damien's like, why the fuck are you in our clubhouse? Get the fuck out of here.
I mean...
And then Carlito's like, do you want an apple?
There's just so much going on with Judgment Day, and we'll find out on Raw tonight, but as we're recording this, they uploaded on YouTube. Sorry if I sound like I'm having a stroke. I'm watching the Sol Ruca and Kiana. I don't know what her name is, but like, this match is fucking ballistic right now. They're going fucking wild. Holy shit.
These girls are going insane.
Yeah. This is the match that Dave Meltzer and Brian Alvarez were like, they're just doing gymnastics. She just hit an X Factor. Anyway, we gotta find out, because they just uploaded on YouTube of, like, the complete history of Judgment Day, so it makes me think, like, something's gonna happen.
The WWE posted it?
Yeah.
Oh, God, why? I like the faction. I like the bisexual Undertaker.
It's gonna break up.
I don't really like Finn or Dom, but, you know.
They're the best fucking members out of the whole
I've
thing.
never been
with Rhea.
I've never been a Finn Balor fan. I don't get it. I don't. Maybe I need to watch Prince Devitt, but I'm watching Finn Balor in WWE. I feel like this is going to be if I do end up going back and watching Prince Devitt stuff, I feel like this is going to be an AJ Styles and WWE thing for me, because I don't get it. I don't. Like, the demon thing was cool, I guess. I liked his body paint that he did for that. He's funny. I'll give him that. He's funny. But like, I don't get the hype about Finn Balor. I never have. And Dom I like better as a heel than a face. He was a terrible face. But Dom, I'm just like, sure. Why not? He's there. He's fine. He's gotten a lot better.
You're a Young Bucks fan. It doesn't matter, so...
I'm just saying, I don't understand the hype about Finn Balor.
What do you think of the Judgment Day saga?
I just said I like the Judgment Day, and I don't want them to break up.
Dom and Liv, they're tag teaming tonight. Finn and Priest are at odds with each other.
Wait, Dom and Liv are tag teaming?
Yeah, they're tag teaming tonight.
There's an intergender match?
There's a mixed tag match.
Mixed tag match. Yeah.
It's Dom and Liv tonight versus Ray and Zelina.
Well, that'll be a fun match. I hope.
What's gonna happen?
Well, I'm sure what's gonna happen, if I'm thinking of the WWE correctly, is Dom's gonna be on the ring apron, and Liv and Zelina are gonna be going at it, and Liv's gonna throw Zelina into the corner, and she's gonna go for like some sort of like running move, and Zelina's gonna duck out of the way, and then Liv's gonna smooch Dom, And then Dom's gonna be like, whoa, whoa, whoa. And then Liv's gonna be like, oh my god, yay, I kissed Daddy Dom. And then roll up 1, 2, 3. And then Selena pins Liv. And if that happens verbatim, again, this is being recorded on Monday. If this happened Monday before Raw, it's like 4:30, 5 o'clock right now. If that happens verbatim, you can thank me later. But I have a feeling in traditional WWE fashion.
Are you in the writer's room for...
It sounds good, doesn't it?
For Raw.
It sounds good for WWE, doesn't it?
That'll draw some ratings, I guess.
That'll put butts in seats.
Is she gonna do her springboard butt
Yeah,
shot?
that's so fucking cool,
that's
dude.
That's wild.
That's so cool.
Sol Ruka's really cool. I like her gimmick because she's like a surfer girl or whatever.
A springboard 450 into a lariat.
Bro, she's like... She's
like,
just,
look at this shit.
She's wearing
Boing,
skate highs.
Flip, 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 and boom. That is so cool.
She's wearing skate highs.
She's cool as fuck.
So I've been telling you.
I mean, I haven't, like, disagreed with you. Again, I just don't watch much NXT, and whenever it is on, I feel like I can't watch it because it's just the promos of it is just so fucking terrible.
God, NXT is horrible.
The wrestling in NXT is not the problem with NXT. It is everything else.
It's the horrible gimmicks of, like, Wendy Chu.
Yeah. Like, the matches are fine. I don't really got much to say. I mean, I genuinely believe the matches in NXT, like this match that's going on right now is better than most things of what I've seen on WWE television. But it's just everything else is so hard to watch.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
She gonna hit a poison Rana?
But I mean,
my god, she did! in the World Wrestling Federation?
No, this is NXT.
In the OVW?
In the OVW? What would Jim Cornette say?
Now listen here, motherfuckers. We have these two fucking girls killing each other for no fucking reason. They're gonna get seriously fucking hurt.
And see, that's why Jim's irrelevant. Because
wild.
I'm sure Jim Cornette has the exact same opinion on this match as fucking Brian and Dave.
I don't know, Jim. They don't watch NXT though.
Oh.
Yeah, they don't.
Well,
they
if
don't
you
watch
did,
NXT.
I'm sure it'd have the exact same opinion.
They used to.
You can't have one without the other and saying one's wrong and the other one's right.
They used to watch NXT and then it became NXT 2.0 and like Brian Last kind of has like the same opinions you do of like it's just bad television.
Yeah.
Which it is. But
it's
anyway,
insufferable.
Continuing with Raw, the Wyatt Six made another VHS tape and it was pretty cool.
You said, and I quote, during the beginning opening part of Raw, when Chad Gable was like backing up to the entranceway and like the lights were shining on all the members of Wyatt Six, you said, verbatim, this is like Five Nights at Freddy's.
Yeah. It really was.
And that was the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard.
He was walking through the crowd and they're all just standing there. It's fine. Bro, Uncle Howdy was about to be like, wait, what was the song that they did in Freddy Fazbear's? Know that you want me.
Yeah.
Know that you need. I forget. Five Nights at Freddy's was a good movie.
It was a really good movie. I mean, well, no, it was a good movie for half of it. And then after they built the fort, the fucking fort in the middle of the pizzeria, it started losing me. I get it that the whole point of that was to like still showcase that there's children's spirits in these animatronics. But we did not need to fucking do that. We did not need a building of a fort montage in my Five Nights at Freddy's horror movie. I get it. Sure, fine, whatever. There's an alternate universe. And I'm sure in some alternate universe they are building forts in Five Nights at Freddy's lore. But as an avid fan, since like, what was it, in 2014? Because, yeah, I think this is a 10-year anniversary since 2014.
People are fucking turning off this podcast now.
All right, look, I'm just saying.
We're losing ratings.
We don't have ratings to lose.
We're losing ratings.
We don't have ratings to lose.
We're fucking killing the ratings.
Anyway, thanks, Matt Pat. Continue on.
What do you think of the Wyatt Six? And I like this one because it was like Bo at first. Bo being interviewed by Uncle Howdy. And at first he was, like, showing that he didn't want to do any of this and everything. But then, like, with the things of special effects and everything, it was like, oh, yeah, they're working together.
I like what they're doing with it, again, cinematically wise.
I like what they're doing with it until the bell rings.
I'm just still holding out hope that it's going to be good once we get into some sort of match or whatever.
When the bell rings, I'm going to lose all hope.
Although I do like... cinematically more like what we're kind of doing. Whereas, like, I feel like if maybe we pulled another cinematic match out of our asses, we'd be able to kind of capitalize on it pretty well.
I want another Mountain Dew pitch black match.
I don't want that. But I think if they decided to go that route of something, it would work. But I don't know. We'll just have to see how they do things. Because, like, right now, it's not feeling as supernatural. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I get where this is all going, and I understand, like, the premise of it and whatnot, but it's not feeling crazy supernatural. I mean, for fuck's sake, when they first debuted, they shot Chad Gable in the head. Man had a bullet wound to his head.
But then he came back. He's
Yes,
a miracle. He's a walking miracle.
They're brutalizing people. Like physically brutalizing people. So, I mean...
They keep handing Michael Cole a tape to play.
But that's physical media, physical things. So, I mean, like, I feel like it could work well in their favor. But I'm liking the direction it's going.
I don't have a lot of faith for when the bell rings.
I do. I mean, I think if we just do this as, like, these indestructible forces that are just content on, again, like, maiming people, whatever the word is, then it can go a long way.
I just want Joe Gacy to wrestle.
Yeah?
I do. Anyway,
Okay.
Moving on to Dynamite.
Mm-hmm.
Shit, we're only 20 minutes in. This is going to be a short podcast.
Well, I mean, I feel like we could talk decently about Money in the Bank.
Well, yeah, that's true. Anyway, we're in the Dynamite. Mark Briscoe is the first member for Team AEW for Blood and Guts.
Surprise, surprise.
I mean, it makes sense. He's gonna do something fucking crazy in Blood and Guts.
He's going to kill somebody. He is going to single-handedly, like, kill Okada.
No, he's going to kill Jack Perry.
No, not Jack.
He's going to kill Jack Perry. All right, let's get into the nitty-gritty of Dynamite.
Okay, okay.
What?
I was going to say, like, I just think it's wild that we have, like, the Elite has 4 out of the 5 members already because they exist, like, in their faction, right? And we just have 1 for Team AEW. We haven't even started figuring out who the rest are.
Yeah, we're just, it's a week-by-week fucking thing that they're going to fucking do, unfortunately, instead of being like... I feel like it's going to be Mark Briscoe. I see...
Unless something happened on Collision that we've missed.
I don't think so. Anyway, I think... Spoiler alert, I think the 5th guy is going to be Hangman for the Elite. And then I think Team AEW is probably going to be Mark Briscoe. I hope the fuck it's not the Acclaimed, but I think it's going to be Mark Briscoe, Will Ospreay. Just hear me out. Will Ospreay, MJF, Swerve, and fuck, I don't know who the 5th man would be. But
Bryan Danielson again, fuck it.
Or like Daniel Garcia or some shit.
Yeah.
I just feel like they're just gonna pull shit. Like, I don't know. Something's gonna get pulled out of someone's ass. I don't fucking know.
I have a feeling the Acclaimed are going to be a part of it.
I hope not.
I think the Acclaimed are going to be a part of it.
They really shouldn't.
But, well, they're feuding with the Bucks right now, so I feel like that is only sensical.
And that shouldn't be a feud.
But, I do think Swerve's going to be in it, and then it's going to end up, like, roping Hangman into it.
Yeah, that's what I was going to try to say. I think Swerve and Hangman are 100% going to be in it because of, well, we'll get into all of that in a little bit.
Yeah.
And everything. But anyway, moving on. The Britt Baker and Mercedes Moné feud is going to be so toxic, and I'm ready for it.
I'm ready for it because I think it's also going to be a good match.
It's going to be so messy. It's going to be toxic. And it's just going to be funny. And I'm all about television program, bro.
I think it's going to be a really good match because I think happening at Wembley. So I think it'll be a good match. But I'm interested in seeing the lead up until here. And I'm interested in seeing who goes off script first.
Well, Mercedes Moné has creative control. So.
But she has a script. Britt just talks, as far as I'm
Yeah,
aware.
imagine having creative control, right? And you have your own writer.
That's part of the creative.
What a dumb bitch.
She controls the creative people.
What a dumb bitch, bro. I'm sorry. I don't know what the fuck has happened to her, but like, not to sound tribalistic, but this is the only way I can really sound. Ever since she left WWE, she's gotten worse and worse and worse.
I don't think you're not talking wrestling ability. You're talking ego.
I'm talking ego and promo ability. The promos are fucking
Yeah,
god-awful.
she can't cut a promo, but I mean, again, like, I will always give her the flowers of going off and making a name for herself.
The acting.
She did that. She will 100% always in my book, she fucking did that shit. And I'll give it to her, like, all day, every single day saying that. But the fact that she does have creative control, again, to me, now going into every single one of her matches, I'm just going to be like,
news flash, honey. You're not the first one, and you won't be certainly the last one that has walked out of WWE. There's been way other people that have done it way before you.
No, to me, she feels like the female Cody, right? Where Cody left.
She didn't start no company.
No, what I'm saying is, like,
she didn't finish no goddamn story.
Not yet.
Her father isn't Dusty Rhodes.
She left, and she did the same thing that Cody did, and went out and rebuilt her name for herself to give herself that, like, star power that she deserves or feels like she deserves, and that name value to go from undesirable to undeniable, as Cody Rhodes would say. And I guarantee you, in probably the next, like, year or two, she'll probably end up back in WWE to finish what she started.
Yeah, she's gonna collect the Tony Khan money, and then she's gonna go to WWE again. She's 100% gonna be in WWE.
Yeah, she's gonna
within the next 5 years. I don't know how long her contract is, so I'm just gonna say 5.
Yeah.
And the bell rings, and he does a dive.
Well, I'm not gonna say nothing really much about contracts. I mean, she walked out of WWE. Who's to say she won't walk out of AEW?
That is true.
You know what I mean? But I mean,
oh, that would be such a mess.
They're giving her everything that she wants right now, so she has no reason to leave.
Like, not to sound fucking. I just like making fun of, like, the AEW freakazoids that, like, freak out over anything, but, like, how funny would it be to, like, everyone is like, yay, Mercedes Moné. I can't wait until she leaves, because I can't wait to see how they're gonna react.
I mean, it is what it is. Again, like, I don't want to say, like, it's heartbreaking, because, like, look at Ethan Page right now. You know, I loved Ethan Page in AEW. And I'm really fucking happy for him in NXT, because he went out there, he won the championship. Like, you know, he's doing better for himself. I'm never gonna...
And he won the title without creative control.
No, but, I mean, he is kind of the token AEW guy right now, aside from Cody. Cody's also the token AEW guy.
Shawn Spears is there, though.
And what is he doing? Aside from having a bad haircut.
Putting over the younger talent.
Yeah, which is good for him.
That's his role.
Yeah, which is appreciated, you know what I mean? Like, that's, you know, respectable.
They just double eye poked each other.
But, I mean, like... Oh, what the fuck was I saying?
Shawn Spears has a bad haircut.
No, before that, I was making a point.
That Ethan Page won the NXT title without creative control.
So, like, again, I'm happy for anybody that's gonna go and do better for themselves. I mean, when Cody left AEW, and people were jumping on him being like, he's a fucking backstabber, and he's this, that, and the other thing, like, no, people are allowed to leave, and yeah, did Cody help create the company? He absolutely fucking did, and is that always gonna hold a special place in his heart? Absolutely will. Frankly, if I'm gonna be so fucking honest with you, I could see Cody eventually going back to AEW once, like, his title reign's up, and once he's kind of, I don't want to say, like, exhausted all of his options in WWE, but once he's done everything he's wanted to do in WWE, I could easily see him coming back to AEW.
See, I thought about that too, But then I think about, like, the retirement and stuff like that and everything. And it's hard to think, like, I could see it, yeah. But in recent, like, at first when he came to WWE, I was like, he's gonna go back to the AEW one day. Like, reasons like you just said and everything. But then I think about now everything. And it kind of falls under the line with Punk, too. Of, like, well, we know Punk ain't gonna go back.
No.
But, like,
I don't think he can.
No. But it falls under the line of, like, well, I think I probably said it on here about Punk before on the podcast and everything. Once they retire, I could see Punk running NXT. I could see Cody also running NXT. Dusty did it.
See, I mean, maybe.
I can see Cody and Punk running. You know what? Fuck it. You know how crazy it would be if Punk and Cody end up being Triple H and The Rock in, like, 20 years.
See, I just think at that point it depends on what's going on with AEW, and it also depends on, like, what's most important to Cody Rhodes when he does end up retiring. Is it important to him to retire in the WWE?
That's the thing.
Or is it important to him to retire his like kingdom that he did build?
The thing is, I think WWE might be like Cody's, like, farewell.
No, there's no way he's gonna be done soon.
Well, no, he's not gonna be done soon. I don't know how fucking long his contract is. How old is Cody?
Because that's the thing, is, like, I think he's still got a couple years in him.
Well, yeah.
20, 30 years.
He's already said, like, something about his contract and that he's not going away for a long time. He's only 39.
Yeah.
So, like, you can go for, like, 11 more years.
Yeah, I could see it, like, but again, that just depends on where everything is at the time, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If it's important to Cody and he wants to go back to AEW and retire, I could easily see that. You know what I mean? Because, like, realistically speaking, and it's no disrespect to Cody Rhodes, but if it wasn't for the indie fans that eventually turned into AEW fans, or still indie fans, AEW fans, whichever, if it wasn't for that fan base and those people getting behind Cody Rhodes, Cody would still be undesirable in WWE, if not, like, just well released by now. You know what I mean? Like, if he didn't leave and go out and get the people behind him, and I'm not saying, like, you know, Cody's a terrible wrestler. I don't think Cody's a bad wrestler at all. I think he would still have fans be no matter where he goes, but if he didn't have those fans behind him in that mission statement, he would not be where he is today. So is that important to Cody Rhodes? Or is the top of the mountain important to Cody Rhodes?
Top of the mountain.
See, I don't know. And you know what? If that's and I don't mean to, like, be such, like, a stinker, but, like, if that does end up being true of just, like, the glory of it all is more important to him than the ride there, that's one of the reasons why I'm just not a fan of him.
I'm not throwing any shade, but you got to take into a look. That, like, this is gonna sound fucked up how I word this and everything, but which company has all of Dusty's legacy?
No, and that's true.
That's the reason.
That's very true.
Like, what company has all of Dusty? What company owns the War Games trademark? Dusty's great.
Okay,
what company owns Starcade?
Easy enough solution. We split screen stream it to both promotions at the same time.
That'll never happen.
It's a custody battle for Cody Rhodes.
That would never happen.
It's a custody battle for Cody Rhodes' retirement.
That would never. We got way off topic here.
We did.
Anyway, moving on. We were robbed, Lissy, of a very good thing on Wednesday. Jeff Jarrett should have won the Owen.
Yeah, well, he's a special enforcer now.
Is he really?
Mm-hmm. He's a special enforcer.
How did this happen?
Something on Dynamite, or Collision.
We didn't watch Collision, fun fact.
If I'm not mistaken, I only heard about it. I didn't get to see the promo, but what I'm assuming happened, or what I understanding has happened, Jeff Jarrett was in the back pissed off because I think Hangman beat Jay, and he went up to Tony Khan and probably said something along the lines of, like, I understand I'm out of the tournament and I can't win it, but I want to do something for Owen for this tournament. Please let me be the special enforcer for Bryan Danielson and Hangman. And Tony was like, that sounds great. And that's how it happened.
Okay.
Or maybe I don't think it was for Jay and Hangman. I think it's going to be for Danielson and Hangman, but he's going to be a special enforcer.
Well, yeah, Jay and Hangman happened.
I know, that's what I'm saying is, like, I don't think it was before the Jay and Hangman match, and then Tony was like, yeah, go out there and ref their match or something. I think it's upcoming to happen.
Well, hopefully Bryan Danielson wins,
He won't.
Then we get Jeff Jarrett versus Hangman at Wembley, and Jeff Jarrett wins. Because we were robbed of Jeff Jarrett versus Will Ospreay.
What do you mean Jeff Jarrett versus Will Ospreay?
Well,
Ospreay doesn't have the belt.
Yeah, we were robbed of that, too.
Oh. Well,
Fucking bullshit.
can't have everything we want in wrestling, unfortunately.
Fucking bullshit. Anyway, Hangman's back.
Hangman's back, and he has a vengeance, and he's mad.
Pink Pony Club.
No, that's not his theme song now. But
I think it should be.
He is mad and angry, and he's out for blood. And I know we didn't watch Collision, so we're not going to cover it. But from what I saw of the Jay and Hangman match, he's getting blood. He's a bloodied cowboy again, and I'm in love with it so much. And the promos he has been cutting have been absolutely fucking stellar. So, yeah, are you going to move on to the next topic now, or are you just going to ignore me?
Yeah, the next topic is, thank God MJF's a heel again.
Oh, yeah, he beat up Danny.
Yeah. And it went on for like 15 fucking minutes.
It was a really long overrun. I think we were live, right?
Yeah, we caught up to it live.
It was such a long overrun.
Yeah, like they had an overrun, and like the beatdown happened after the match. And it just kept going. And going. And going. And going. Oh, and going.
Yes.
And then
We get the point.
Ospreay finally came out.
Yeah, so my thing the whole time during this fucking beatdown, right, was Ospreay versus Danny happened, and Ospreay left and was like, I'm still champion, good job, Danny, bruv, and then left. And then MJF decides, I'm gonna beat up this motherfucker, and starts beating up Danny. And I'm like, what the fuck is Ospreay doing backstage? He quite literally just left. Like, he probably barely made it around the entrance ramp, or the tunnel ramp, or whatever, to get to backstage, and MJF started beating him up. So why the fuck is it taking him so goddamn long to look at a monitor?
Yeah, I just kept going, man, and fuck.
But MJF's a heel again, so that'll be fun and good.
Yeah. Moving on to Money in the Bank. The PLE, because it was a PLE. It's not a PPV, it's a PLE. Because it's WWE. Let's start with just, the first thing here, and we'll get the sadness out of the way, and that is John Cena is going to retire, and we're not ready.
Yeah. Yeah.
The last time is now. He announced his retirement. It's going to start in January. He's going to do a whole retirement tour. It's going to start in January of 2025 and end in December of 2025. And he's going to work about 30 to 40 dates.
I mean, unfortunately to be expected.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna, like, I'm not gonna say I'm surprised that this is coming sooner than later. But it's still one of those things where it's just like, you're not ready to realize that your childhood's gone.
Yeah.
So I think what should happen at WrestleMania, in the year of 2025, is that Cody Rhodes drops the belt to John Cena.
I think John Cena should win title number 17.
Yes. Ghost,
But
what are you doing?
we're probably going to get some... I don't think John Cena should put over anyone, and I think he should go out on top.
What is Ghost doing?
And I think he should have a Sting-like retirement match where he goes through real glass.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
And it's against CM Punk.
I agree.
I think CM Punk should be the one to retire John Cena.
Who does retire John Cena?
Orton.
You think Orton?
Orton or like Braun Breaker. Like Braun just beats the fuck out of him.
Could you imagine? It's just a squash match and that's his final match.
It's gonna be Trick Williams. It's gonna be me.
No, it's not.
It's gonna be me. I'm gonna face John Cena.
Okay. But yeah, I
ain't
mean,
putting him over either.
It's, again, unfortunate thing that I've expected to see within the next coming years, that John Cena was going to be fully retired, but...
Big sad.
Childhood over, we're all adults now.
I liked how he just randomly showed up in Canada to announce it.
Yeah. Yeah, he just decided, Canada's good.
He's like, you know what? I'm going to retire, guys. Anyway, let's move on to Money in the Bank. And we're gonna go out of order here because we're just swapping the first match and the second match, because the first match is the men's Money in the Bank, but that kind of leads into the third match, which was Damian Priest and Seth Rollins. So to connect those dots, we'll start off with Sami Zayn defended his Intercontinental Championship against Braun Breaker, and the wrong call was made.
I don't agree with that.
Braun should have won.
I don't agree with that.
Braun should have won.
I don't hold a bias.
Braun should have came out with a fucking tiger like his uncle did and won.
That's why he didn't win the belt, because he didn't come out with the tiger.
Fuck.
They couldn't get a tiger in Canada.
There's probably no tigers in Canada.
You can import one. I'm sure.
Can we get a tiger?
No. It was a good match, though.
It was.
They just beat the shit out of each other.
But Sami Zayn all of a sudden is Superman. He beats Gunther and beats Braun.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Why?
I just feel like Braun should have won. Sami doesn't need the Get the belt off of Sami. Roman's gonna need you.
He can still be the Intercontinental Champion.
Roman's gonna need him.
I don't know. I mean, no, granted, if we do need Sami for the bloodline, this could rope into Sami dropping the belt to someone in the bloodline, like Jacob Fatu.
But Braun Breaker versus Jacob Fatu.
Yeah, but if Braun Breaker had the belt and then we rope Braun Breaker into the equation...
See, I could see Braun Breaker being a Paul Heyman guy.
I'm just saying, like, if we're gonna rope Sami back into bloodline territory when Roman comes back, then I think it would make sense to have him lose to somebody in the bloodline to almost like reignite a feud with them, because right now, like, quite literally, clearly, Sami doesn't give two single solitary fucks what's going on, and he's definitely not gonna fucking side with Roman just because Roman showed up. He's like, look, that's your guys' business. I've been out of this for a long time. If they make it his business...
They need the honorary Usto.
I'm just saying they have to get Jay and Sami on their side, so how does that happen?
How to book the bloodline.
Because is Jimmy with Solo?
No, remember, Jimmy was the first casualty of all of this.
Where the fuck is he?
He was supposedly, like, legit hurt, and he'll be back. He's gonna be back soon. It was, like, a minor injury, but they just wrote him off. But, like, remember, he was the first casualty because he lost at WrestleMania. Well, so did Roman, but, like...
Oh, yeah.
That was, like, the first casualty of, like, when you lose, you gotta pay for your crimes or whatever the fuck, and Solo beat the fuck out of him.
That's right.
The bloodline's falling apart.
I just don't like the new bloodline.
How about Jacob Fatu?
Yeah, Jacob Fatu's fine. Like, he's good. I don't not like him, but it's just this whole bloodline thing is stupid.
Moving on to the men's Money in the Bank ladder match, we had Drew McIntyre retrieve the briefcase over Andrade, Carmelo Hayes, Chad Gable, Jey Uso, and LA Knight, It was a typical Money in the Bank ladder match.
It's so good to be a Drew girly.
With crazy ladder spots, and Chad Gable suplexed the ladder, and there was some fun spots, and Drew McIntyre retrieved the briefcase.
It's so good to be a Drew girly.
And then that leads into the next match, which was for the World Heavyweight title. It was Damian Priest defending against Seth Rollins, but then it became a triple threat because Drew McIntyre cashes in.
Mm-hmm.
And how do the Drew girlies feel now?
It's so hard being a Drew girly.
Because what happened, Lissy?
I don't want to talk about it.
What happened?
I don't want to talk about it.
Did Phillip Brooks ruin your night?
I hate Phil Brooks. I hate him with a passion.
CM Punk showed up, and he cost Drew McIntyre again.
Just like I said.
And he technically fucked over Seth Rollins, too.
Just like I didn't say.
And Damian
but I
Priest,
was pretty much right on it, because I thought Seth was going to win.
And there was a stipulation to this of if Priest lost, he would be kicked out of Judgment Day, and if Rollins lost, he can't challenge for the belt.
I mean, Rollins lost, but he didn't get pinned.
He didn't get pinned. But he still
But I feel like Seth Rollins is a man of his word.
Yeah.
Nowadays.
And after the match, Drew was pissed, of course. And Seth Rollins was pissed. And the best thing about this was Punk just sat on the desk, and then Michael Cole was like, "Phil, what are you doing?" And then Punk was like, "My job."
I think he said, "Phil, what are you doing?" Not Punk.
Yeah, I said Phil.
Oh, for some reason I said Punk.
Phil, what are you doing? My job.
But yeah, no. The Money in the Bank ladder match was really good. I like the men's Money in the Bank match. Andrade in a ladder match is always a recipe for deliciousness, and God, I just wish they used him more.
That's our speed champion.
Jesus fucking Christ, give him a real fucking belt. Don't give him the Twitter belt. What the fuck? The fuck is that stupid shit? Dumb. Dumb. You know, the Twitter promotion didn't need a fucking belt. It didn't. It really fucking didn't. We could have just had banger 3-minute matches, and they're like, oh, what about another belt? No!
I still just find it funny that Will Ospreay saw Ricochet on there and was like, "Oi, bruv, hold on a minute."
Oi, bruv, get the fuck out of there, bruv. But, no, I mean, Seth and Damian was good. It was slut versus slut, pretty much. On my
Seth
agenda.
Rollins was just pulling shit out of his ass.
He really was.
Did a fucking line
His knees
salt.
gotta be better.
Yeah, we were making fun of Seth Rollins' knees the whole time watching this match.
Well, he's fine now, so that's all that really matters.
He's fine.
Um,
But the big question here is, because I wanna hear your opinion on this, because there was a big discourse on Twitter about this, and fuck everyone on Twitter, because they don't fucking understand that they're telling a compelling story here. Do you think that they wasted the money in the bank?
No, that's stupid. That's such a stupid fucking thing that I've been seeing on the goddamn fucking internet. Like, if there was no story going into this at all, right? There was no story, right? Let's say CM Punk never punched Jack Perry in the face, and he's still in AEW, and Drew won Money in the Bank this year, and just decided the next match, or the match over, he was going to cash in and lose, right? Then yes, that would be a fucking waste. If there is no story going into this, then yeah, that would be a huge fucking waste of the Money in the Bank. No, this was not wasted. This was expected, quite literally predicted. This is what I predicted was going to happen.
Yeah.
I said specifically, Damian and Seth are gonna have their match. Seth's gonna win, so I was wrong about that. But I was like, Seth's gonna win.
You thought Seth was gonna win, and then like Punk was gonna help Seth win as like a big shocker.
I thought Seth was gonna win, which I mean, technically, in retrospect, Damian Priest never kicked out, so he did win. But
we'll get to that.
But
to be fair as well, I hit your phone by accident.
It's still recording though.
Yeah. To be fair as well, I also thought Rollins was going to win because of the pre-match stipulation. I was like, they're not going to have Seth Rollins beat Cody in AEW, like not being able to challenge for the belts. Well, and then the whole Judgment Day saga. So I was like, that kind of like makes sense more, but whatever.
I thought Seth was going to win because, and if I'm not mistaken, Drew said he wanted to beat Seth for the belt.
Yeah.
And that's what it was he wanted to beat Seth. So Seth was going to win. Drew was going to come out and cash in, and then Punk was going to fuck him over and Seth was going to retain. So I was half right. I would say majority right, actually, because more happened than not. Damian did retain. The person who had the championship at the time did retain. It was just the wrong person in my prediction. But nonetheless, it was pretty fucking cut and dry. Like, especially since Drew won the Money in the Bank. Especially since he won. Because you knew that match was happening later on, and Drew was gunning for that fucking belt, so Drew was going to come in at the end of the match and cash in, and then Punk was going to be like, I'm in Canada because I love Bret Hart, and then fuck up Drew.
He was visiting Bret Hart.
That is how this story has been going since day one of the story. So no, it's not a fucking waste. It is storytelling at its WWE finest that they do, and it's sensical. Because now Drew keeps just getting fucked on. He keeps losing every single opportunity to get the belt because of CM Punk.
Yeah.
That's the fucking story.
Yeah.
So no, it's not stupid. No, it wasn't a fucking waste. Like, please come up with something more compelling that you would have had for Drew with the Money in the Bank. Please tell me. Oh, what, he waits 6 months and then decides to cash in, and then 6 months later Punk fucks on him, or 6 months later he does what? No.
And Punk literally said, as long as I'm here, Drew's never winning that title.
Yes.
So that's Punk's like mission statement and everything. I don't think that it was a waste at all. I think it was great storytelling. And I'm not being biased because Punk's involved. Let's look.
I'm definitely not being biased because Punk's involved.
Like, in all reality, come on. Cody's the champion, and then the other champion is right now Damian Priest, soon to be Gunther at SummerSlam.
Now, do you really want to throw another wrench in there? Sami Zayn. Why would he go after Sami Zayn?
Yeah, but like, in all reality, you really think Cody or Gunther is going to lose via cash-in?
Mm-hmm.
No, they're not going to lose. If anything, they're losing at a WrestleMania.
Yeah.
But, in my opinion, too, the Money in the Bank concept as a whole has run its course. It has been around for almost 20 years now. Cool, it's a cool concept, but the guy won the briefcase. He's going to carry around this briefcase for however long he wants to carry around, and he's going to cash in at a random time. Okay, cool, but it's run its course when you've seen that done year in, year out.
See, I agree and I disagree. I think Money in the Bank has run its course in recent years, whereas way back when Money in the Bank was a thing, and way back when wrestling was much more unpredictable and actually made you want to tune in every single week instead of just tune in for the pay-per-views, when people would randomly cash in on like a fucking Monday Night Raw in Wisconsin...
Yeah, like
that was fun and different and interesting because it was quite literally unexpected.
One of my favorite cash-ins of all time is CM Punk's first cash-in. He cashed it. Edge came out on Monday Night Raw. He cut a promo. He got beat up by Batista. Edge is wearing street clothes. They didn't have a match. It was just a typical promo. Edge gets his ass kicked by Batista because they were feuding, and then Punk comes out with his briefcase and cashes in. Mm-hmm. It was on a random episode of Raw. Punk had two great cash-ins. I'm not gonna lie. The next year was a great cash-in, but that was on a pay-per-view, and he cashed in on Jeff Hardy. Mm-hmm. And I still like Edge's first cash-in, like the first cash-in. The second cash-in was good too. Like, yeah, the early cash-ins were great, but like, in recent memory, it's just like...
That's one of the things where it's like, I hate where it feels like all these big moments have to happen at pay-per-views. Yeah. And AEW is the same way with it. Like, see, I get it that, like, when they made the deal with TBS, it was a big deal. But that was still just a Dynamite. And Jurassic Express won the tag belts on a random Dynamite in... What was that? Atlantic City?
We saw
Newark?
Yeah,
Newark.
We saw a Texas death match on Dynamite.
Like, and AEW has also kind of fallen victim to this as well. Not as much as WWE is, but in fairness, it's because AEW hasn't had enough time to fall victim to it as WWE has. Where WWE's, like, I feel like I say this every single week, their weekly television shows are just very hit and miss, and like I feel like I could go without and just pay attention to the pay-per-views because I'm not gonna miss anything important on a Raw or a SmackDown
unless it's like Bloodline related.
Even that, it's just it's more story.
But also, that's the thing. I'm sorry to cut you off. A lot of people say this, and I agree with them. Even Jim Cornette and Brian. I was listening to their podcast this morning.
Of course you were.
And they were saying it, so it kind of like is in my head. Speaking of Scott Steiner. Anyway, you can watch a 2-hour episode. Like, we didn't review anything from SmackDown because there wasn't really anything to review.
No.
But you can watch a 2-hour episode of SmackDown and not give a single fuck about the matches and just care about the segments. They are selling out arenas like Madison Square Garden because people want to see the wrestling, but the people that are over and are main eventers, they're not wrestling on the fucking show. They're in segments.
And see, that's one of the reasons why an issue I take with WWE. And don't get me wrong, it's not to knock the segments, because their segments are the most important part of their show. But that's the problem. The segments are the most important part of the show. To me, if it's a wrestling show, the wrestling should be the most important part of the show, which is why I like AEW. And AEW has good segments too, don't get me wrong. I mean, again, any Hangman promo, I'm fucking seated for that shit, because I know that boy is going to pull something straight out of his fucking pussy, and we are going to sit and watch it, and we are going to love it. But, like, I feel like the matches are more compelling and more of the center focus of AEW, which is what I think a wrestling show should be.
Well, that's their whole thing.
Yes, where WWE, their whole thing is the entertainment aspect, which just feels asinine to me as a concept for something that should be about wrestling. And again, that's why I feel like the pay-per-views are much more something that I'd rather watch, because it's gonna be focused about the wrestling. There's very few between segments that happen on pay-per-views for WWE, aside from like the random talk shows that they decide to do at WrestleMania on occasion. But like, that's why it's like I could give a fuck less about what's actually going on wrestling wise, because nothing interesting is gonna happen. Nothing important is gonna happen. We might get like a good match from WWE's television shows like once a month, maybe, to be like, oh wow, did you catch that match on Raw? That was a really fucking good match. I feel like I have that conversation once a month for WWE.
Well, we're good
and
for
I don't
this
like
month,
that,
because we recently just had like that all-timer episode of SmackDown like a few weeks ago.
Yeah. But like, I don't like that, you know? Like, that's why I just think the it's boring to watch weekly television of WWE. Again, the stories and the segments that they do, again, I'll agree, are good, and that is what they have going for them. But that's not why I'm watching wrestling. I'm not watching wrestling for the backstage segments that are 3 minutes long, or the in-ring promos that are 40 minutes long. I'm here to watch people beat the fucking piss out of each other.
Unless it's the Rock concert.
I mean, I will be seated for a Rock concert. That's where we're from. Toronto.
Anyway, moving on to the women's Money in the Bank ladder match. We had Tiffy time. Finally get the briefcase against Chelsea. I can't do the Samantha.
Chelsea Green.
Sorry, Samantha Irvin. I will never be like you. Chelsea Green, Io Sky, Lyra Valkyria, don't give a fuck. Naomi and Zoe Stark, don't give a fuck.
Don't give a fuck about Zoe Stark. Love Naomi.
Yes. Tiffany Stratton won though. Tiffy time. I
have a bag of mixed emotions about this match.
Everyone has said, and I do agree to a certain extent, of that it was the best match on the show. But also, me and Lissy were watching this, and I can't tell you how many times I was like, oh god, they're gonna kill each other.
Like, I love women brutalizing women. Don't get me wrong.
Okay.
I like when a women's match is as physical as you would expect a men's match to be. Like, I want to see these women beat the fucking piss out of each other. I love that shit. However, there were points in this match where I was getting nervous that somebody was going to get seriously fucking injured, specifically being dropped on their neck or head.
Yeah.
Like, there was a couple spots I'm like, okay, I'm not really feeling this much, like someone is going to be injured, and I feel like I'm about to witness it, like, first-handed. Like,
I don't think anyone did.
No, I think everyone's fine, which is good and great to come out of it. Again, it was a good match. I'm not going to say it wasn't. Especially Chelsea Green's bump off the top of the ladder through the tables.
Chelsea Green is the MVP of Money in the Bank.
Honestly.
This year.
But there were some spots in this where I was just very, very nervous, where I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ, where someone's gonna get fucking hurt. But no, overall it was solid. It was a solid match, and really my worries of the match de-escalated as we were going through it, because for the most part it was like around the beginning is when I was worried. But then like as it went on, I was kind of like, okay, no, we're fine. Everyone's good. Everyone's still moving. No one's been escorted out. Okay, all right, we're good. But yeah, good for Tiffy. She deserves
Tiffy
it.
Time. I can't wait for her to cash in and win the belt, and she never loses it, because she should never lose it.
Who do you think she's gonna cash in on though?
Bailey.
Bailey?
Yeah, she's gonna cash in on Bailey. Then we had the main event. We had Cody Rhodes, Kevin Owens, and Randall Keith Orton face off against the Bloodline Wolfpack 2.0 Black and White B team of Solo Sikoa, Jacob Fatu, and Tama Tonga. Yes, Jacob Fatu wrestled. It was a 6-man tag. The Bloodline won. This match went 25 fucking minutes. To be honest with you, I forget everything about this match because it was just a regular, like, random episode of SmackDown, but longer.
No, and see, that's
man.
the problem. That's the fucking problem I have. Like, okay, the match was fine. Inherently, there wasn't anything wrong with it aside from Tama Tonga fucking up a low blow.
Oh, yeah.
Which he just gave Kevin Owens a prostate exam.
He just butt punched him.
He butt punched him.
Jacob Fatu looked good.
Jacob Fatu did look good, but that's the fucking problem that I have.
And the right finish happened of Solo pinning Cody, because that's going to be the match at SummerSlam.
The segments are more compelling than the wrestling.
Yeah.
Like, this was the main event matchup, right? And realistically speaking, every single person in that ring, aside from, like, was Tama Tonga in the match, or was he just a nuisance?
Tama Tonga was in the match. Tonga Loa wasn't.
Is Tonga Loa the one that fucked up the...
Yes.
Oh, okay, Tonga Loa. I'm sorry. That fucked up the low blow. Whatever. Nonetheless, aside from, like, one person, maybe, in the match, is inherently a good fucking wrestler. And this match was subpar. There were the women's ladder match, Money in the Bank match, outshined this match by a fucking landslide. But the only reason that this was the main event, and the only reason that so many people were looking forward to this match is because the build up to this match was better than the fucking match. These segments to this match were better than the fucking match. That is the fucking problem. The wrestling should outshine the segments, or at least be on the same par as the segments. If I'm more enticed to tune into a segment than I am for the match, that's a problem.
I think the main event should have been Seth versus Damian Priest.
I agree!
Just for the reason of the whole Drew McIntyre angle.
I fucking agree.
They could have started the show off with Drew winning the briefcase, and then ended the show with Punk screwing over Drew.
And that would have been a good finish to the fucking tape.
Because, to be honest, what are more people talking about from Money in the Bank? This match or the Punk and Drew thing?
Exactly. This, and I hate to say it, but this was straight up a mid-card match.
Yeah.
This was a mid-card match. Cody Rhodes, you're my favorite mid-carder. Like, that's all this fucking was.
Oh, man.
That's all
you
this
follow
was.
me, friend.
Yeah, like, because you're my favorite mid-carder. Like, that is... And again, like, I mean, I'm not a Cody Rhodes fan, and I'm trying not to be biased about it. Because again, I think he's a good wrestler. I think he's a promo. There's something about Cody Rhodes that I've just never been able to get behind. But that is what it is.
Is it his blonde hair?
I don't know what it is. He's just an interesting, weird fucking guy. Like, I don't know what Cody Rhodes is.
Is he too American for you?
I don't know what it is. There's just something about him that's just so, like...
You sound like you're on the verge of crying.
Self-imposed about Cody Rhodes. My throat hurts because I've been vaping. I don't know. I have a fucking canker sore in the back of my throat pretty much, so my throat hurts.
Gotta give it that hot tour.
Shut the fuck up, Dylan. But, like, it's just so disappointing. Like... The pay-per-view up until the main event was solid and was boom, 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 bang, 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 in your face, good fucking shit.
See, a lot.
And then we got here, and I love Kevin Owens, and I love Randy Orton, and I just didn't fucking care enough. Do you know how bad you have to fuck up to make me not care about Kevin Owens? I fucking love that guy.
See, that's a question I want to ask you, because a lot of people on Twitter are saying that this was probably the worst PLE of the year so far.
I completely disagree with that.
Yeah.
I completely disagree with that. I do not think this was the worst pay-per-view of the year.
Whoa, wait, do PLEs over here.
Pay-per-view of the year. I definitely don't agree with that. Honestly, I feel like there were more lackluster matches on the Mania card. Hands fucking down. I think that Jay and Jimmy fucked up so bad on their WrestleMania match that will arguably...
Let's go back to Mania here.
Okay.
You know what? Since... Yeah, we're only an hour and 4 minutes in, so we got a lot of time to kill.
I could bitch about this main event for the rest of the fucking podcast if you want.
We're gonna go through, like, we're not gonna go card by card. I'll give away, like, key moments of, like, shit. But I'm trying to find. I want to do all the PLEs they had this year and kind of just go with that. So I kind of have to look all this bullshit fucking up.
I think we had Rumble.
I know we obviously started with the Rumble, I believe.
And we had Mania.
Okay.
Backlash? Did that happen?
I got it. We're not going to go over NXT shit. So, first, we had the Rumble.
Mm-hmm.
In the 2024 Rumble. Bayley won the Women's Rumble. We had that weird Fatal 4-Way with Roman winning. Logan Paul and Kevin Owens and Cody, the men's Rumble with Cody.
Yep.
Punk tore his tricep. But, like, the Rumble's always fun. The only way, in my opinion, that the Rumble can be bad is if, like, the wrong person completely wins.
To me, all of this, like the middle matches, the mid matches or whatever, like, it's hard to, like, shine over the actual Rumble matches.
Yeah.
So, like, the Royal Rumble was fine for the Rumble matches. Everything else I didn't really care enough about.
That's fair. That's usually how it goes. Like, usually when you watch the Rumble, all you care about is the Rumble matches.
Mm-hmm.
The next show... There's a fly on my phone. Get the fuck off my phone. The next show we had was Elimination Chamber in Australia that aired at 5 a.m.
Oh, I don't think I liked it, and it might have just been because it was 5 a.m.
And, well, there was also a long break in between matches, like an hour and a half in between matches.
Oh, because the stupid fucking segment!
Yeah.
Yeah, no, this pay-per-view sucked.
Yeah, the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view wasn't that good.
I remember Elimination Chamber, I was pissed.
They had Rhea Ripley main event against Nia Jax because it was Rhea's hometown, but Nia Jax, bro, got the main event.
I was pissed because I woke up at 5 a.m. for this, and I was like, that was not worth it.
And, like,
that was not fucking worth it.
We had the Elimination Chamber matches, and just, yeah.
No, that sucked. I don't even think the Elimination Chamber matches were that good.
They weren't.
I think I was more concerned because Orton was in the chamber, and I thought that he, like, fucked himself up.
Oh, yeah, he was putting on a masterclass.
Yeah.
And the next was Mania. And here, I'll read off the card for Mania again. So night 1, we had Rhea versus Becky.
Uh-huh.
That was good.
That was good.
Then we had the fucking tag team ladder match.
That was a weird concept.
It was weird because the match didn't end until both sets were down.
Yeah.
But that was a way for them splitting up the belts, but it was a wacky ladder match in Philadelphia. It got over.
I don't really care much about it. I don't remember.
Then we had the all luchador tag team match, Rey Mysterio and Rey Mysterio, who the fuck did he team with? Andrade versus Santos Escobar and Dominic, and that's when Jason Kelce and Lane Johnson from the Philadelphia Eagles ran in as luchadors.
That match I was hyped about because of Jason Kelce.
Yes. And then we had the 5-star classic of Jay versus Jimmy Uso.
Terrible. Throw it in the fucking dumpster.
Garbage.
Garbage disposal it, then take your garbage disposal, throw it into a dumpster and set it on fire, and then throw it into the Pacific Ocean.
And then we had 6-women tag match of Jade, Bianca, and Naomi versus Damage Control. Which that was just like
Yeah, that was fine.
Here's to get them on the card. Sami Zayn versus Gunther.
Good match.
That was a good match.
Good
we
match.
got the Brain Buster.
Mm-hmm.
And then your favorite match of the night that went 45 minutes long.
God, Jesus
The
Christ.
Rock and Roman Reigns versus Cody and Seth.
Fucking A, dude. See, I think, honestly, night 1 was probably worse than Money in the Bank.
Yeah?
I'll say Elimination Chamber's been the worst of the year so far.
So far, Elimination Chamber?
Yeah.
So, night 2 now. We had Drew McIntyre versus Seth Rollins, then Damian Priest cashed in.
Yep.
That was good.
That was good.
That was good. And then we had the Philadelphia Street Fight with Bubba Ray Dudley as the special guest referee of the Pride, Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits versus the Final Testament.
You know, that match I didn't have hopes for at all. And it at least gave me it was entertaining. It was a fun match. So I'm not going to complain that much about it because it was fun for what it was.
And then we had LA Knight versus AJ Styles. That could have just been on SmackDown.
Yeah, I don't really remember
No
it.
offense to either of them. Logan Paul versus Kevin Owens versus Randy Orton.
That was funny because Kevin Owens and Randy Orton were, they were buddy, and then they started beating each other up oh shit, I guess we're just going to do this right now, huh?
We had Bayley versus Io Sky.
That was a good match.
And then we had Cody versus Roman. With all the run-ins.
Solid match.
And it was the greatest
Mania could have been one night. They could have taken out at least half the matches and made it one night.
Mania could have been one night. Then next we had was Backlash France.
What the fuck happened in Backlash?
We had the Bloodline versus Kevin Owens and Randy Orton. This is where Tonga Loa debuted.
Okay.
So that was cool. We had a triple threat match between Bayley, Naomi, and Tiffany.
That was a good match.
Yeah.
That was a good match.
We had Damian Priest defeat Jey Uso for the world title. Because Jey Uso is over as fuck. We had the tag team match of Bianca and Jade versus the Kabuki Warriors.
That was a nightmare of a match.
Yeah, that was a nightmare.
That was a terrible match.
And then the main event, which got 5 stars from Uncle Dave, Cody Rhodes versus AJ Styles, because they hit a burning hammer.
I missed that. That's right. I missed that match because I was at work.
It was a good one.
But, yeah, no, I will say Elimination Chamber was the worst pay-per-view so far. Anyone saying Money in the Bank was the worst fucking pay-per-view, just go back and watch Elimination Chamber. It was not good.
Then we had King and Queen of the Ring.
I didn't even watch it. So I couldn't tell you.
We had Bianca and Jade defeat Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell, which, okay. Liv Morgan beat Becky Lynch. It was a pretty good match. Sami Zayn defeated Chad Gable and Bronson Reed. Bronson Reed didn't need to be in the match. Nia Jax won Queen of the Ring against Lyra Valkyrie, which, whatever. Gunther defeated Randy Orton, which was pretty cool. I mean, they fucked up the finish, but whatever. And then Cody Rhodes defeated Logan Paul, which was a really good match. Honestly, the show didn't even need to happen. So I think this might be the worst one so far, because it's a fucking
I didn't see it.
It's a Saudi Arabia show.
I didn't see it, so I couldn't actually give you an opinion on it.
And then we had Clash at the Castle.
I didn't see Clash at the Castle either.
Clash at the Castle was decent.
Did I? No, I didn't. I didn't because I was also at work.
We had Cody versus AJ in an I Quit match, which was great. Then we had Alba Fry and Eleston defeat Bianca and Jade and Shayna and Zoe Stark, which, God, that was a nightmare. Sami Zayn defeated Chad Gable, which was really good. Bayley defeated Piper Niven, which, okay, whatever. And Damian Priest defeated Drew McIntyre with the whole CM Punk finish, which was pretty cool, too. And then we have Money in the Bank. And then, upcoming. So far announced for 2024, August 3rd is SummerSlam. August 31st is Bash in Berlin, Germany, at the Uber Arena. October 5th, this was just announced, Bad Blood. They're bringing back Bad Blood. I hope they use Bad Blood by Taylor Swift. And then November 2nd, everyone's favorite Saudi Arabia show, Crown Jewel.
Okay.
And then I'm sure that there'll be a Survivor Series at the end of November. Probably nothing in December. And then so far announced for 2025 is the Royal Rumble on February 1st and WrestleMania 41 on April 19th and 20th. And then announced for 2026 SummerSlam, August 1st and August 2nd.
SummerSlam's 2 nights?
In 2026, yes.
I'm going to be so pissed when that happens.
Yes.
I'm going to be so mad in 2 years.
Yeah.
Great. My birth month, too. Fucking stupid. Starting off the birth month with a bang. I'm already pissed.
So, out of all the ones that we just went through, what do you think was the worst PLE?
Elimination Chamber.
Elimination Chamber?
I remember waking up early for it and it not being that good, and I was like, I cannot believe I didn't just sleep through this shit.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no, that was the worst so far.
Making me fucking wake up at 5 a.m. to watch Elimination Chamber. What the fuck is this bullshit? Anyway, that was Money in the Bank. Mm-hmm. It was a pretty decent show. It wasn't garbage.
It was solid.
It was pretty decent. So we're gonna go into this new segment really quick here. Like I said last week, I am uploading like my old backyard wrestling matches on my YouTube. Just type in Danny Vallow on YouTube, you can find it. Maybe if Lissy wants to be nice and put the link in the description or something, because people have been watching it, so that's kind of cool, which I appreciate. But yeah, I'm putting my old backyard wrestling matches on YouTube like week by week, every Wednesday, calling it Way Back Wednesday. And I decided to start off with probably, it's not my favorite match of mine, but it's definitely in the top 5. It's a triple threat match from last year. And it's me versus Cheeks versus Zach Webb from DCW Big Ass Extreme Bash, a championed triple threat. Zach Webb was the DCW champion, Cheeks was the All-American champion, and I was the 570 champion. Don't ask me why we had so many fucking belts in a backyard wrestling fed. It wasn't my fucking idea. I fucking hate the fuck that decided about that. But anyway, Lissy asked me about this fucking match.
Did you think that the cameraman was
Shut
cute?
the fuck up.
Did you have a crush on the cameraman that was filming this match?
Yes.
Okay, that's good information.
Yeah.
God, I don't even know what to ask you about. I was there.
You were there. You were the cameraman.
I was the cameraman he had a crush on.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Why did I book this fucking match?
Yeah, why did you book this match? Why were you... What compelled you to do this?
So I tried turning chicken shit into chicken salad of like, fuck, we have too many fucking belts. What can I fucking do? And then I was like, well, everyone says I'm pretty good in the ring. And Webb is pretty good in the ring. And so is Cheeks. The three of us are probably the 3 best on the roster next to Bryce. But Bryce wasn't wrestling at this point. But like, we're like 3 of the best on this roster. So why not just make a triple threat match? Because it'll be pretty fucking good. And it ended up being fucking good. And it was a good way to build a story between this long-term story that I had for Cheeks of eventually winning the DCW title, because Cheeks was like Cheeks at this time was like DCW's Cody Rhodes. Mm-hmm. And at this time, I was probably the CM Punk of DCW. Mm-hmm. Like, I was the second babyface. I wasn't like the first babyface. Cheeks was. And in order of importance of these titles, the world title that Webb was holding was the most important, then the All-American title that Cheeks was holding, and then the 570 champion that I was holding, because it didn't really fucking matter. We didn't need that belt, but I had it. So I decided, yo, fuck it. We're going to do this Champions Triple Threat. And at the end of the match, I took inspiration from TNA's X Division title when they did Option C. And I was like, Big Ass Extreme Bash was the 2-part. This is from like part 1 of Big Ass Extreme Bash. And then part 2 was Cheeks versus Webb for the DCW title. But I did like this whole thing of like Big Ass Extreme Bash, Cheeks the All-American champion, Cheek's been holding the All-American title since the end of the previous season. Like, he was the first one to hold it, and I was like, I don't want Cheeks to lose it. Like, I don't want him to get pinned to lose it or anything. I want him to defend it against everyone, so, like, week in, week out, he was doing open challenges against everyone on the roster and winning and everything, so I was like, this whole triple threat, I was like, I'll take the pin. It won't hurt me at any cost, because, fun fact, I end up winning the Rumble later on. But I was like, I'll take the pin, but obviously the world champion Webb has to win this match, because it just makes sense. It's the logical reason. But if you go back and watch this match, the finish is actually really cool. Cheeks hits me with his finish, the Cheek Splash, and the referee goes 1, 2. Webb pulls Cheeks out of the ring, hits Cheeks with the Faith Breaker, Webb's finisher, on the outside of the ring, and then Webb gets in the ring and gives me a headlock takeover and pins me 1, 2, 3. So Webb stole the win from Cheeks, and then Cheeks announces at the end of the match that he's defended the title against everyone, and now he wants the world title. He's cashing in option C on Webb for next week, Big Ass Extreme Bash, and then the following week, Cheeks and Webb fucking had a really good match, because I watched that match back. I watched that whole show back. If people ever want to, for some fucking god reason, want to check out DCW Extreme, Big Ass Extreme Bash is probably the best DCW show next to Downfall. Check out Downfall and check out Big Ass Extreme Bash. And then you can obviously probably check out Hell on Earth 2 as the third one. That would be the top 3 DCW shows. Because of storytelling, and not to sound biased, but I am sounding biased because I really don't give a fuck. My best booking. And probably DCW at its best.
Yeah.
Before shit hit the fan, which we're going to have a future podcast episode on that
Mm-hmm.
and everything. Just a little teaser throwing in there. But yeah, I decided just to pick this match because it was a really fun match. There were some fun spots in the match. I wore really cool gear that day. I wore a Baywatch shirt. And we always joked, well, it's something, it's not a joke. Every match has a story. But we were in the ring, and like Webb was playing the heel because me and Cheeks were the faces, and Webb's coming in the ring. He's like, why are we even having this match? And I was like, well, I'm the champion of the 570. Cheeks is the champion of All America, and you're the champion of the world. That was the whole story.
Jesus Christ.
And then, for a little teaser of this week, I am uploading another triple threat match that I was involved in from 2021 that was actually unreleased, and it's technically a KWA and DCW match. I think you know which one I'm referring to. And lyssie is on screen for this one.
Jesus Christ.
You are in the corner of me and Bryce in this match. It is a triple threat match. We won't talk much about it right now, but it's a triple threat match between myself as Dilvon, Bryce Van Pelt, and Graves for the DCW and KWA championship from 2021. And lyssie is in the corner of me and Bryce. Because we were doing Money and Power at that time.
Yes.
And this match has never been released. And I'm going to release it. Because fuck it.
Why not?
Because fuck it. Why not?
Anything else you got to say about it?
No, you got anything else?
I have no idea what to even fucking ask you because you just touched on everything, so.
Do you remember the match?
No.
You don't remember the match? No?
No. Couldn't tell you.
Couldn't tell you?
Couldn't fucking tell you.
Are all those memories repressed?
Very repressed.
How much did you hate DCW and KWA?
At first I didn't mind it.
You don't hate it, you just hate the people.
Yeah, if it was a better group of people, then maybe I would have fonder memories with it. But,
People are shitty and idiots.
there's like 3 people that I liked, so
Yeah.
honest.
Yeah, just about.
Just about. Maybe 4, but, Anyway, let's move on.
We watched a couple of flashback matches.
We sure did.
But
Because somebody decided to take over my iPad.
I just kept watching a bunch of New Japan World stuff. But we'll start with Lissy's actual flashback match of the week. We got Lissy the pick this week. Lissy, what did you pick?
My match was Shinsuke Nakamura versus Tetsuya Naito from 2012.
And why did you pick this match?
Because I love these 2 motherfuckers, and I wanted to go back and watch Shinsuke in New Japan and see some of the stuff he was doing back there. And I stumbled across the match, and I was like, well, I love these 2 motherfuckers, so let's see what this is all about, because I never saw this. And these motherfuckers just beat the fucking piss out of each other.
They did.
So,
it's kind of what you expect.
I love a match where they're just beating the piss out of each other. And it was a very well-paced match, too. It was started off slow. And again, they were beating each other up, and then they threw some of the flashy, fun stuff in there. And then they're back to beating each other up, and then some flashy, fun stuff. So, it was a solid, fun match.
And don't forget, folks, this was 12 years ago before fucking Naito turned into complete ass in the ring.
Naito's not ass in the ring.
Go watch his match with Jon Moxley recently.
Yes. the one from America where he's going to give his 25% for the American crowd. Yeah,
yes.
I'm expecting that to be shit. But Naito's still over in New Japan, is still doing bonkers shit. So I don't think he's ass in the ring now.
And Shinsuke's just very underappreciated.
Incredibly underappreciated and well underutilized in fucking WWE. But, what do I know?
Yes.
But no, what do you think of the match?
It's what I expected from him. I never seen this match until now. Fun fact. Maybe I have, back in the day, but, I don't remember it. It's what I expected from a Naito and Nakamura match, of them just beating the fuck out of each other. And, yeah.
Yeah, if you want to see 2 men beat the shit out of each other, go take a look at the match.
4.5 stars.
Good match.
Anyway. Then we decided to have a little bit of fun with New Japan World, and I was like, I want to see something. So I made Lissy type in Hulk Hogan. And sure enough, New Japan World has his stuff. So
Get me the fuck out of here.
So I was like, Lissy, we have to watch this match. It's from 1993.
We didn't have to.
We did, though. And that was Hulk Hogan versus the Great Muta. Hulk Hogan as WWF champion in New Japan against the Great Muta. Hulk Hogan bumped, he did a flying armbar, and he did an enziguri in this match.
Mm-hmm.
Hulk Hogan in Japan, better than Hulk Hogan in America.
I still hate him. Moving on.
What did you think of this match?
It was fine.
What did you think of the Great Muta?
I like the Great Muta.
What do you think of Hulk Hogan in New
hate
Japan?
Hulk Hogan.
Tell the people what you always joked about with me.
What was it that,
Me and NUW is like Hogan in Japan.
Yeah. Because he actually, tried. But...
Yeah, because there was people there that I would actually wrestle.
No, fucking... I mean, yeah, Hogan's better in Japan. I'll give him that, but I still fucking hate him and don't care about him at all, so...
They were working for no reason.
Yeah.
Great Mood is wild.
I think it's when Hulk Hogan learned that they hurt you in Japan. They actually hit you.
I find it wild that Hogan hit the leg drop and Muta kicked out, and that wasn't the finish. Hogan, it was like a clothesline, which is just crazy. And then we decided to have more fun because I wanted to see this, and we are 100% going to review this whole show one day because I already told Lissy that we're going to do it, and that is the 1994 Super J Cup because it is one of the greatest Super J Cups ever. I fucking love the Super J Cup, and I love the 1994 Super J Cup. And we decided to pick a legendary match from that Super J Cup, and that is my favorite and yours, Hayabusa, versus Jushin Thunder Liger. From the first round, it is actually Hayabusa's debut. And it was against Jushin Thunder Liger in the Super J Cup. And what did you think of these 2 motherfuckers?
Well, almost exactly what I expected.
Almost killing each other.
Exactly what I expected from a Hayabusa and Jushin Thunder Liger match.
They were just flying all over the place.
Flipping, hitting, pinning, fucking. Good match.
Hayabusa almost paralyzing himself before.
No, he didn't.
He face planted on a shooting star.
That's fine.
Like,
He's
bro.
not gonna get paralyzed from that.
Bro face planted.
He face planted. He's not gonna get paralyzed from that.
Man, every time I watch a Hayabusa match, he scares me. But I love him. And I love this match. Who are you more of a fan of, Hayabusa or Jushin Thunder Liger?
Hayabusa, but I think Jushin Thunder Liger looks cooler.
What did you think of Jushin Thunder Liger unmasked? Because I showed you a picture of him unmasked.
I thought this motherfucker, because I never saw a picture of him without any gear on or unmasked or whatever. I thought that because this motherfucker was so covered up that he was going to, like, be fucking heavily tattooed, like, Yakuza style, and that he was just trying to protect his identity the entire time. No, he's just some jacked fucking guy. And I'm like, that's sick. But I really expected this man to, like, be up in this gear this heavily because he's, like, trying, especially, like, around that time frame in Japan, like, because he's trying to protect himself from being outed as, like, a fucking Yakuza member or something.
And what did you think of Jushin Thunder Liger, pretty much his whole gimmick being based off of an anime?
Oh, I love that. I love that. Again, that's why I think, like, I like his appearance so much more. He looks like a fucking Power Ranger.
These are literally two of my favorites that are wrestling, because go back to episode 1 where I explained, like, why I like Hayabusa and all that. Both of these fucks look like superheroes. Like, what the fuck?
No, it's cool as shit.
It's just crazy. But, man, both their masks are cool as fuck. Love both of their masks.
Yeah.
Man, I think it's their only match, too.
I think so.
Which is really crazy. I don't think they've ever had another match, Liger and Hayabusa, which is a damn shame.
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. Moving on to two guys that also, I think this is their only match. This is from a newer New Japan from, I think this was 2016? No, this is 2018. 2018. Will Ospreay versus Jushin Thunder Liger.
I was so confused when this match started because Rey Mysterio walked out.
Yeah, Rey Mysterio was
what
there.
What the fuck is happening?
And I guess he was supposed to face
Liger,
but he was injured at the time. This was at a time when Rey Mysterio was doing the indie circuit. He was at
Which
All
I still
In.
don't understand how the fuck that happened.
Yeah, he was at All In. Imagine Rey Mysterio. Imagine if we got Rey Mysterio in AEW.
That'd have been wild.
It almost happened. Fucking crazy.
This match was ridiculous, and Ospreay, my god. He's never looked more British.
Yeah?
In his entire life, I swear. Because what the fuck was that?
It's honestly, it's what you expect from Will Ospreay and a Jushin Thunder Liger match. They do the flips. They do the wrestling. They go crazy.
Fun match, though.
It was very fun.
Anyway, are we about to wrap this up?
Out of all those 4 matches we talked about, which one was your favorite?
Honestly, probably Liger and Ospreay.
Yeah?
Out of all of them.
See, I'm just being biased here, and it's Hogan and Moonin. No, it's Hayabusa and Liger. All right, let's wrap it up. Wrestler of the week.
I have to ask you this.
Yeah, I'm the host.
Who is your wrestler of the week, Dylan? I'm too tired for this shit.
Time is up. Time is now. You can't see me. My time is now.
Uh-huh.
Basic thugonomics.
Word
life.
Wiki woo.
My wrestler of the week is John Cena.
I don't need you screaming in my ear.
Want to know what this episode is called?
What the fuck is this episode called?
And his name is John Cena.
Christ. All right. What was your first introduction to Cena?
I was a young lad.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ.
I was a young lad and watching Raw, and next thing you know, this guy comes out and he
says, ruthless aggression.
No, it was after that. It was like 2006. So he was the Chain Gang soldier, and he had the spinner belt, and I was like, that's fucking cool. Who is this guy?
When did the ruthless aggression promo happen?
In 2002, when he debuted.
I would have been 4. I would have been old enough to see that happen. So maybe I didn't. I don't remember.
You're fucking old.
Shut the fuck up.
As you guys are hearing this, I'm 24.
Oh yeah, Dylan's birthday's
Today,
the day it's uploaded.
Uploaded. Hi, happy birthday.
Happy birthday to Dylan in the chats.
Yeah, send me happy birthday. Send me money.
Chat, is that Cap?
Send me money. The gay community.
The gay community. Okay, what was your favorite Cena gimmick?
Thugonomics.
Okay, yeah, that's
Dr.
fair.
Thugonomics.
Agreed.
I love when he raps and talks about nuts. Pissing on boobies like LeBron James.
I'm gonna piss on your boobies.
Give you a Cleveland steamer.
like LeBron James. And no, I don't have cock. Right? That what it was?
I hope Bryce is listening to this.
Was it? I don't have a cock, but you can suck on these nuts or something.
I hope Bryce is listening to this.
Bryce, if you're listening to this and you got this far, can you put in the comments, I'm gonna piss on your boobies? Just so I know you're listening. And if you don't, I'm gonna text you in like 2 days' time and be like, I'm gonna get your number. I'm gonna text you 2 days' time and be like, what the fuck, dude?
I'm gonna give Bryce's number away right here on the podcast.
No,
right now.
don't dox Bryce, please. For the love of God.
It is 570.
Nope. You're already giving up too much information as to where our area code is. Shut the fuck up.
8675
309?
309.
Okay, side note. I saw this TikTok the other day about how this guy was like over his friend's house and his friend has like a kid. I say kid, like probably like 13 years old.
We're talking about John Cena.
Yeah, I know. Hold on. You just reminded me of this. And this is just insane to me. And the father or mother or whatever of this kid was like, who you're texting? And she's like, oh, just this guy that my friends connected us with. And the parent was like, let me see your phone. So text is something to this guy. And the guy responds back. And the mom or dad or whatever was like, you need to block that number immediately. And she was like, why? And he's like, just block them. So block the person and whatever. So later on, the friend asked the parent, like, what did you send them to make them, like, to be like, you need to block this person right now? And what they sent them was 867.
Okay.
And the person responded back with 5309, which is Jenny's number.
Mm.
So the whole thought process of it was like, this is a pedophile. This person's too old for someone your age bracket to know what the fuck that is.
That's...
I was like, that's clever.
Yeah, that's
a clever one.
Yeah.
But just because you said that, it reminded me of it.
Wow.
Yeah, right?
That's fine. People go fucking deep
like,
with
in
shit.
fairness, like, if I went up to a 13-year-old right now and I said 867, I don't think they would know what to respond back with.
It would be rare if they did know.
Yeah, and the fact that someone in even your age bracket, I know, granted, like, you know, your parents listen to whatever, but within your age bracket, knows, like, that you shouldn't be talking to a 13-year-old.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, if you were talking to a 13-year-old and they just text you 867 and you respond 5309, yeah, no, that person is way too old.
Yeah.
So yeah, I thought that was clever.
That's kind of clever.
But anyway, okay, what is your favorite Cena match or your favorite Cena rivalry or both? I don't know if they coincide or not.
There's a couple of, like, favorite Cena matches. Him and Punk from Money in the Bank and the random episode of Raw where they did the pile driver were both good. Cena and AJ Styles, like, that's a good feud and good matches too. Cena and Shawn Michaels, the rematch of WrestleMania 23 from an episode of Raw where they went like 45 minutes, was a good one. Cena and Edge, that's an all-timer feud. Cena and Orton, I grew up on that feud. That probably has to be my favorite feud. Mm-hmm. I also really love Cena and Umaga from Royal Rumble 07. Mm-hmm. Cena and JBL from Judgment Day 05 was really good. Cena's had some fucking barn burners. But like I said it yesterday, Cena as like the away team, to put it in, where like he's facing RVD in ECW or facing Punk in Chicago.
Like he's the underdog going into it.
That is Cena versus Rock. That is Cena, bro. That is John fucking Cena. I'm not gonna lie, Cena versus Rock, both of them are really good too.
I mean, growing up, I just learned that I was more of a Batista person than I was a Cena person.
I was always a John Cena kid.
No disrespect to Cena, of course. Like, I'll give Cena his flowers and his accolades, of course. He deserves it. But, growing up, I always was more on the Batista train. So, like, I was never a big, like, John Cena guy. You know what I mean?
I always loved John Cena.
So going back to my point earlier, do you think that WrestleMania next year, Cody's going to drop the belt to Cena? Because that's what I was going to say, and then I realized we had to talk about Cena retiring.
It's not far-fetched. If anything, I think Orton should beat Cody for the belt, and then Cena versus Orton.
I think Cody's going to beat Orton.
Yeah.
I think Cody's going to beat Orton. Not that Cena needs it either, but Orton doesn't need it.
No, yeah, Cena doesn't need it.
Cena doesn't need it, but I feel like Cena deserves it.
It would be nice to not have to be like, Ric Flair is the record breaker. It's John Cena. Mm-hmm. Even though technically Ric Flair is still the record breaker, but we're not counting like the other like 8 belts.
Yeah.
Because he's technically like a 24-time champion or something like that. If you're counting like other shit, but like they don't count that shit. But John Cena should get number 17. And then go in the Hall of Fame.
If you were in a room with Cena right now and had to ask him one question, what would it be? Mine would be, do you really think that people can't see you?
Want to have a match?
Yeah.
I would love to work John Cena.
Yeah.
I would be so safe in the ring. Because, like, he ain't gonna drop me on my neck.
I genuinely would like to know, like, what it's, like, on a deep level, like, what it's felt like being the guy for so long.
Yeah, I think I would ask him and be like, so...
Like, go deep into it.
I would be like, so, explain, like, how you were able to deal with it.
Because he was the guy for a long time.
How were you able to, like, wake up every morning and, like, early in the morning and go do X, Y, and Z and then have to go do X, Y, and Z and then go and be on Monday Night Raw? And, like, you were the face of WWE for so many years. How did you deal with that? Like, how did you, like...
how did he do it without drugs?
Yeah. That's what I'd be like, how did you do it without, like, cracking?
Like, I know that, like, they had, like, the programs, like, no drugs, no steroids, no what. I mean, alcohol is probably fine. But, like, I know that, like, but how did you not, like, drink yourself to death at the very least? Or decide to start, like, popping painkillers?
Or, like, how did you not, like, crack under pressure, bro? Well, yeah, even painkillers. Like, bro, you broke your neck and you were back in, like, 3 months.
I feel like if I were to assume for Cena, a lot of it probably ties to the younger fans.
Yeah.
Because, like, it seems like, obviously, like, throughout Cena's years, it has been incredibly important for him to be, like, a proper role model for the upcoming generation.
Yeah.
So us. He did a terrible job.
He did a terrible job.
No, but, like, it seemed like it was a very, very important thing for him. So I feel like that's probably one of the things that wrote on it, was just being a good fucking influence.
Yeah.
All right, you got anything else to say about Cena?
No, what about you? I just really like John Cena.
I don't have much to say about him. I mean, again, like, I'll give him his flowers and his accolades. He deserves every good thing that's come to him and more. He has been, like, that prim, proper, peak, positive, good role model for kids growing up. And even though I was not a big fan of Cena growing up and I didn't really care too much for him, I know how important he was to all of my friends growing up and my brother and people that I know now who love Cena and how important he was to them and whatnot. And that just speaks volume, like John Cena as a person, as a wrestler, as an actor, as whoever you want to say it, wherever you want to say it as, Like, John Cena deserves every single good thing that comes to him, and I'm glad that he's allowed to retire the way he wants to retire, and that it wasn't from some unfortunate circumstance, which I don't wish upon anybody, aside from, like, maybe a few people, to have to retire from an unfortunate circumstance. That's a joke, by the way. But, like, I believe everyone should be allowed to do it on their own terms. I'm just happy he was able to.
Yeah.
Is able to. So, I mean, I'm excited to see what this next full year holds. I have a feeling we're still going to see him pop up throughout the rest of this year, here and there.
He already said that he's gonna pop up and everything. And even after he retires, he said, like, he's still going to pop up, but he won't be in the jorts. He'll be in a suit and tie.
Yeah.
He's retired. He's hanging up the jorts.
But no, I mean, you know, it's just one of those things where it's like, you know, I now realize that we're getting old.
Yeah, like, my childhood is, like, ending.
Yeah, we don't got much longer with Orton.
Yeah. Or Ray. Batista's already gone.
I think Batista should come back for one match with Cena in this last year run. I really, like, I'm not trying to be biased.
Yes, you are.
I think one more match, Cena and Batista.
Sure.
Just saying. Just for old time's sake. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it.
Yeah, that's about it. That's John Cena. Ra-pa-pa-pa-da.
Yes.
Do-boo-boo-doo.
Well, with all that being said, I guess I'll take us out of here. So, thank you guys so much for watching, listening, tuning in, whichever it may be.
You're welcome.
You could follow us on Instagram at Talkin Wrasslin Pod. That is TALKIN_WRASSLIN_POD. If you want to follow me on social medias, you can find me both at Twitter and Instagram at the same handle, which is Lungtar. That is LUNG_TAR. Instagram, I don't post too much on my main feed, but I do post to my stories, mainly wrestling related content, sometimes some tattoo stuff, but a lot of it's wrestling related nonetheless. And art stuff just in general. My Twitter is all wrestling, predominantly all wrestling. A little bit of Chapel Roan has made its way there.
Pink Pony Club.
Dylan's a Chapel Roan stand now.
Something Pink Pony
Shut
Club.
up, I'm doing our outro.
Hot to go.
HOTTOGO. Anyway.
Oh, man.
But yeah, my Twitter is mainly wrestling, a little bit of Chapel Roan.
Pink Pony.
Shut up! I'm doing the outro. And if you wanted to follow me on TikTok, where you hear my voice and see my face, which God help you for that one, you could find me at Lungbucks. That is LUNG_Bucks. At the current moment, _Bucks? LUNG_BUCKS. Lungbucks. At the current moment, though, I still have more followers than the Young Bucks, which is wild to me. So please subscribe to the Young Bucks too. Follow the Young Bucks because this feels wrong. That feels very weird. Anyway, Dylan.
And Kickball Dad.
Dylan, where can people find you on the internet?
Nowhere.
Okay, anyway, with that being said.
You can find me at Danny_Valo_line at the Instagram or the Twitter, DANI_VALO_. Twitter is just random retweets and making fun of Dave Meltzer. And Instagram, the most I post is funny pictures of like other people's posts on my story or my Way Back Wednesday stuff. That's really about it. There's really nothing else. I posted a figure. I got the RVD and the tie-dye Monday Night Wars figure. I posted that.
We didn't even talk about how we went up to New York.
We didn't. We went up to New York.
We are so tired.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I just wanted to talk about wrestling, but that's about it.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching, listening. Make sure to like, share, subscribe.
Oh, I also know... I know I said that we were eventually going to watch Russo's Revenge from WCW. That's eventually going to happen when we have, like, absolutely nothing to talk about on the podcast. So just stay tuned if you want to hear us shit on Russo's Revenge, because it will happen eventually.
Anyway,
Anywho,
Thank
Pink
you guys
Pony Club.
so much. Like, share, subscribe, comment, send it to your friends, your aunts, your uncles, your dads, your moms, your
Pink Pony Club.
older brother that decided to move out at the age of 18 that you haven't seen in 13 years and you're trying to reconnect and you just remembered that he liked wrestling, so maybe he'll listen to it and, you know, text you back at some point.
Pink Pony Club.
We'll see you guys next week. Thank you for watching, listening. Goodbye.